Barrett Strong famously said, the best things in life are free, but you can save that for the birds and bees. I need money. Today we're going to talk about the median top paying roles available for you.
Next Level Coaching.
Hey, I'm Jim Kelly with Next Level Coaching, and I'm here to bring your career to the next level. While you're here, gently hit that like button. Gently hit the subscribe button. We wouldn't want to hurt your phones, but we would like to grow this channel. Now, today we're going to be talking about the top 10 median paying roles that are available for people. Now, I am going to take away anything that's in the medical professions, anything that's a lawyer, or anything that is science related. Because if you were likely to go into those fields, you already would have chosen those fields. Okay, so I'm going to just take those off of the block because, it might be a waste of time because all I talk about is doctors and CEOs. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Real quick before I get into the main list, I just want to give a shout out to physician's assistants, to nurse anesthesiologists, to pharmacists, physicists, and natural science managers. You guys would have made the top 10 list here if I had focused on that point of view, but I wanted to give you a shout out. Kicking off our list in number 10, we're going to get into computer hardware engineers. These are the people who figure out how to make parts for computers and make them better. There are people who are designing your video card. There are people who are designing your processor. There are people who are designing your motherboard, etc., etc. The people who are testing to make sure that these things work together and that they work well. So, obviously, this is a very specialized skill set and would take some schooling. So, but I wanted to make sure that, I included some people who are actually making some cool stuff in here. So that is why this one's If you're ready to handle the next big scandal, you're ready for number 9 because we're getting into public relations and fundraising managers. So these are the people who are your spin doctors taking care of that, major oil spill you caused, or taking care of your product that blew up, or taking care of making sure that, everyone sees the great thing you just did. So, again, it's marketing, but not marketing a product is the way I like to look at, public relations here, marketing how a firm is perceived. And, it's a valuable asset to a firm to have a good name. So it makes sense that this is a well-compensated position. Coming in at number 8, and this one will surprise me with how high it was up on the list here, is compensation and benefits managers. So these are the people who keep an eye on the market to make sure that they are paying people the right amount of money. They are people who are making sure your benefits are taken care of and are shopping around and getting the best deal for the firm. So again, all these roles depend on the size of the firm you're in. Smaller firms are not going to be paying nearly as much. But when you're on the high end of this, you can make a very good amount of money. Coming in at number 7 is a little slice of heaven called sales managers. So if you have the gift of gab and you like talking to people and you like pushing things, this might be the profession for you. So depending on the size of the firm, you can be making a lot of money or making a small amount of money doing this role. So as a sales manager, you are usually handling the sales staff who are taking care of the actual sales, and you're coming in and help close occasionally. It's a profession where you are a revenue generator for the firm. Firms tend to compensate revenue generators very, very well because they like making revenue. Go figure. I don't understand why a firm would like making money. That's crazy. But this is an excellent role if it is within your skill set. Coming in number 6, we're going to have financial managers. These are the people who handle your money for you. They are the people who are doing, asset management. They're people who are, investing your money. If you are going through a brokerage fund to get into, let's say, a mutual fund or directly into stocks, etc. These are the people who are taking that cut. Usually they're providing you with advice and whatnot along the way. Sometimes they're just, middleman to get money, but it is. But, takes a lot of work to be in this field. I can tell you, I was in it for a very short period of time. Um, you know, it is a lot of knowledge to understand what's going on and to be very good for your customers. Coming in at number 5 with all that jive is architecture and engineering managers. So this one I was a little torn on putting in because, when we're getting into engineering, we're getting into a science here. But I decided to keep it in because architecture is so very interesting that, this might be something that calls to someone, it will take some specialized schooling to get into. But, I digress. So these are the people who are coming up with the plans and making sure everything works structurally to build out large projects. And again, this is one that's going to have a very large change in, the median, you know, whether you're on a small farm or working on huge projects. So, this is a profession with a very large range of pay. So keep that in mind that, just because this is one of the highest paying doesn't mean, you own a small firm, you're going to be making those giant, dollars. That's not the way that works. Coming in at number 4, we have computer and information research scientists. These are the people figuring out the most complex problems with computers. They're the ones who are pushing the boundaries of AI, machine learning, robotics, quantum computing, all of these fun buzzwords that you hear all of the time, and you go, I have no clue what this means, but that sounds pretty cool, right? Yeah. Some people are going to have a lot more knowledge on those subjects than others. I'm very interested in all things AI because, in my profession, there's going to be a time when AI comes and goes, we're going to start doing all the financial crimes for you, and they're going to miss a lot of the red flags because they don't have the intuition that humans are going to have on seeing differences in the patterns. But it's going to make the job a lot easier because it's going to identify, the patterns much faster. So, there's a good and the bad that comes with AI. But we're not getting into that right now. We're talking about pay. So, this is the people who are, again, at the highest level of this field. Coming in at number 3, we have marketing managers. So this is the one with a very, 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 very large range of pay to hit the median, right? Because you have small boutique shops that are going to have, smaller clients that aren't going to be paying as much. Where you're going to one of the large firms where you have networks that are paying you millions and millions of dollars, you get a very much higher pay check there. So marketing managers are the people who are overseeing the marketing campaigns for large firms. Coming in at number 2, we have information systems managers. These are also known as IT managers or IT project managers. These are the people who make sure that systems do the things that they're supposed to do for firms. They're the people who build out new systems. They aren't the people who write the code. They're the people who come up with the overarching themes for what should be happening and work with the partners inside the business to make sure that it has all the bells and whistles it needs. So these are people who are doing a lot of meetings, a lot of coordination, and getting people together to do the things. Coming in at number 1, we've got pilots, co-pilots, and flight engineers. They're all going in together because they're coming in around the exact same median income. These are the people that keep planes moving. whether they are actually driving it or the people who are making sure they work. So, the travel field is definitely a, high demand industry, and getting from point A to point B quickly is preferable to people than going very slow. Who would have figured? Um, so that's why these are coming in so high. You know, these are professions I don't really feel like I need to explain too much about. So there you have it: 10 professions with very high median incomes. Again, we're always searching across the board and going, yes, there's a range on all of these, and you can make good money doing most roles if you are in the right firm and you are doing an excellent job. So, always take that into account. There's going to be major variations on pay, but you have to know what the median is for not just your profession, but you have to look at the area you're in, because the same profession can vary very differently from area to area, um, because there's different costs of living, and there's different competition for people who do certain things. So that can drive up the price significantly depending on where the person is located. So that has to be taken into effect as well. There's lots of different factors that factor into pay. So the thing you have to ask yourself is, what number do I have to be at to be happy and be able to eventually retire? That is the main question. You know, Obviously we always would like to make more. I don't know anyone who says I would like to make less money every year. No one's saying that. They like to make more. You know, not not everybody wants to make a ton more, but they always want to make enough to keep up with inflation. Go figure. Um, so keep that in mind when you're looking, and you want to find the right skill set for you. Every single person does things a little differently, and what works best for Susie Q does not necessarily work best for John Q Sample. You know, everyone is different, so please focus on your skill set. What do you do well? What interests you? What do you want to learn about? That's the most important thing. While I'm giving you a list of professions that can make those ducats, we want to make sure we're making the right choices for ourselves to get the right profession for you. So, with that, if you stuck around this long and you haven't hit the like button, please hit it. It helps me out a lot. I know it doesn't seem like it does, but it does. And if you want to send this over to a friend, feel free to do so. I appreciate it. All right. That you have a wonderful day. I will talk to you soon.